Not sure how much you'll be able to see with all the leaves on the trees, but up here on the left there's a B1. It's a treehouse lodge place. It's kind of neat. They got some small little places you can rent. Shadow Bluffs Retreat, RV park and cabins, it says, with tent camping available. Don't know much about it. Sign promoting the Promised Land Safari that's probably about 8 miles on up the road in Eagle Rock. Another little residential areas here. Little place on the left called Up the Creek. Don't know if they got paddles or not, but it's up the creek. Not even sure they're still open. Another RV park on the right, which looks like a nice one. There's a Fisherman's Inn, which is a little resort. You can see they're building another resort here on the right with quite a few rooms in it. And there's the famous Tim's Fly Shop on the right. And on the right is Roaring River Resort. Nice looking little place. And coming up on the left is the water slide, which they're open quite a bit during the summer and they start closing down the closer it gets to the end of the season, so you'll just have to check them. And there's the marker for the beginning of Roaring River State Park. So we are officially in Roaring River at this point. Kind of a steep little hill here, so you want to make sure that you're going slow, you're geared down. And if you're pulling much of a trailer at all, you really want to be careful with this one because it's kind of steep. I'm sure the camera probably doesn't do it justice, but it's steep. And if you see up ahead, there's a big, I don't know if you call it a mountain or a hill. I guess it depends on what part of the country you're from. But that's leading down, it kind of surrounds the Roaring River area. Slowing down even more now, we're getting into the controlled speed areas, down to 35s. And you'll definitely want to be doing 35 as you come around these curves. And off on the left is the beginning of the river and the hatchery. Nice little area. I'm going to join Highway F up here, and on the right, some other campgrounds. Some on the left is the Dry Hollow. Well, they call it Dry Hollow. I think it is. Well, it's got a little bit of water in it now. But then Roaring River is over there on the left, just a little bit more. And on the right is the store, and up on the top is the restaurant, lodge. And we're going to go on Highway F. So just as we turn off on the left, you'll see some of the picnic area and a community area together. People get together and have reunions and family get-togethers, things of that nature. On the left are some picnic tables for day picnicking. We come up on the right is a restroom and shower area, and the turn in for the campground. It's on this side of the river. We're getting ready to cross the river. That's campground 2. We're getting ready to cross the river. Off on the left is catch and release fishing. Off on the right is other fishing and another campground. I believe that's campground 3. And on down that way is also the fish cleaning station. But there's quite a bit down there on the right. Some up on the left are some of the camping cabin areas, as well as on the right. You'll see some of the trailheads that take off along this road. Again, this road is kind of windy also, so if you're passing Roaring River and going on further east, this is the road you'll be on. There's some other cabins that are available for rent. Nice little places, what they look like. I've never stayed in them, but they look nice. Cell phone tower, I suppose. Now we're coming out of Roaring River. There's a few more cabins that are available for rent. Speed limit's picking back up, so we're kind of leaving the little, what would be the populated area there. And coming on around the hills, mountains, whatever they are, off on each side of us. This road kind of winds down in between them in the valley. Starting to open up just a little bit. And there's some other areas on the right as we go down through, and on the left as well. Some of them is service roads and other access. I think Roaring River has some maintenance facilities or something along that line. There's another big place on the left. It's a special use area that's available. Another trailhead, if you want to go hiking, was on the left there. On the right, some other places that you can pull down in, as long as the gate's not up. It's special use area. I see a lot of probably church groups that come down, and they'll put up maybe 10 or 15 little tents and have several of the people that want to come out there just enjoying camping out. On the right is another little excess area. And now we're leaving the Roaring River State Park area. There's some residential areas on each side. Tell by the trash can sitting out there. Pretty little hill up in front of us. It's a nice view during the summer and the winter both. The summer it's all green and leafed out, and the winter it's kind of barren, but you can see a little bit more. So just depending on what you like to look at. Another little house there on the right. Some of the National Forest area here on the left. Conservation Department. This is all part of the Mark Twain National Forest. And they will occasionally do a controlled burn to maintain the vegetation. It's quite a scene, not only up close, but off in the distance, to see the tons of smoke that comes up from the burns that they do. Quite a sight. There is a road that branches off to the right here. It's an old farm road that is currently closed because the bridge is out. But it's a low water bridge on down that Roaring River passes under and over around. I haven't been down there since they closed it, but must have some type of problem with the bridge. Off on the left is just more of the Mark Twain National Forest. Just some of the protected areas. Coming up on a roller coaster hill. You'll see as we get up there to it, you'll see why I call it a roller coaster hill, because as you top it, it'll drop away pretty quick. I'm doing about 60 right here, going up over the top of it. So there it is. Kind of a fun little drive.